Hi students, in today's session we are going to start our third chapter, that is business services. We are already concluded first and second chapters. Coming to the business services, here there are two elements, business and services. We all know that what is a business is. Business is an economic activity which is concerned with production and distribution of goods and services for the purpose of making profits. Here, the goal of the business person is to earn profits which are arising out of from the business transactions. The businesses may either produce products or they may render services. The organization which produces the products, which manufactures the products, is called as manufacturing business organization. Example for the manufacturing business organizations are automobiles, spare parts, all these. Whereas coming to the service organizations or service rendering organizations, here the organizations are render services to the customer. They are not producing any tangible product. They are providing services to the customers. Those organizations are called as service rendering organizations. Education institutions, hotel, food industries, all these comes under service organizations. Okay, then what is the need of services in the business organization? When the businessman is starting his business, then he required several things. Here the business is engaged in producing goods and selling those goods to the customer. In between these transactions, they have to perform several tasks. They have to take assistance from the several services. Those services are called as business services, which means those services will assist your business activities by smooth running of which assist you in the smooth running of your business organization, that are called as business services. There are different types of business services. First one is banking. To start the business organization, to procure the raw materials, to purchase the land and buildings like fixed assets, and to employ the employees for your organizations. All these aspects came into force when you have enough of money with you. So, the first need of the businessman is to get finance. So, the finance is provided by the financial institutions, which is nothing but banking sector. This is one of the service. The service is banking. The first service is banking, which satisfies the financial needs of the organizations. And the second service is you are producing goods. Yes, you have all the arrangements by using the finance, and you arranged organization and you arranged plant and machinery. Here the production has taken place. The goods are produced, but when it is not possible to get those goods sold as early as possible, because you have to store those products in the storerooms or in the stock rooms. Then only when you get the orders from the customer, then you supply those products to the customer. Till that time, the product is to be taken care in the warehouses. So, the next service is warehousing. Without warehouse, the products that you are produced may be get to some of the risk that are arising out of different situations. It may be in the form of evaporation. Certain products are get evaporated if you are not properly stored them, and it may be causes some risk by storing. So, all these difficulties were eliminated by warehouses. So, the business persons takes the warehousing services to preserve their products safely. And next, here you started your organization and you preserved your product in the warehouses. Then the products that are produced by the producer has to reach to the customer. Then only the customer will purchase those products. For example, there is a manufacturing organization in New Delhi. They are producing goods, but we want in our Andhra Pradesh. Then how the customer will get those products? By way of transportation. There are different transportation facilities are there: roadways, railways, waterways and even airways. By using these facilities, the products, wherever the production is taking place, but those products are available to the needy customer by using this transportation. So it is one of the service. And next one is insurance. Yes, you are producing products and you are transforming those products to the customers' houses or the shops that are nearer to the customers. In between, there is a time gap. When you are transporting those goods from production place to consumer places, they may chance to get an accident. Or when you kept in your products in the warehouses, there is a chance if any power cut will happen, then the products may get destroyed. So it is the risk for the businessman. If that risk is prevails in the business, they may not properly handle the activities of the business. So he want to eliminate that risk by insurance. He may take insurance policies to those products like marine insurance, fire insurance. Fire insurance protect the products from the fire accidents. Marine insurance, which belongs to when the products are transformed through ships to other places. If there is any problem, then we get compensation through marine insurance. Here, these insurance cannot eliminate the risk. They may reduce the risk for the businessman. So these are the business services that gives their assistance to the businessman in smooth running of his business. Now today's topic we are going to discuss is banking, the first business service, banking. Okay, so we all know about banks. Bank is a financial institution which accepts deposits from the public and which gives loans to the needy persons. These activities will come under a banking institutions. So we know that bank deals with money. Okay, the bank is defined by several persons. The important definitions are, the first one is according to Crowther. According to Crowther, bank is a financial institution. Financial institution means which deals with money. So bank is a financial institution which collects money from those who have it to spare. Money from those who have it to spare or who are saving it out of their incomes. So bank collects money from those persons who have to spare, which means who spares the money. For example, there is a person A. He is getting the salary of 10,000 rupees. After meeting all expenses, for example, his expenses is of 8,000. Then the remaining 2,000, he may spare that, or he wants to save those in the banks. Right? So bank collects this amount. See this, collects money from those who have it to spare and who are saving it out of their incomes, and lend this money to those who require it. And after that, when they are collecting deposits from the public and those deposits are lending to the needy people. Here what happens? The idle savings are used towards the production purpose. Bank collecting the deposits and lending the loans. By doing this, it increases the economic activity in the country. Okay, once again the definition, bank is a financial institution which collects money from those who have to spare or who are saving out of their incomes and lends this money to those who require it. It simply is called as a bank. Then, according to Banking Regulation Act, according to Banking Regulation Act, which is came into force in 1949. This defines bank as a financial institution which accepting for the purpose of lending. They are accepting the deposits. For what purpose? For giving as a loan to the needy persons. Okay, accepting for the purpose of lending or investment of deposits. Investment of deposits of money from public or investment of deposits. Here the customers of the bank invest their money in terms of deposits of money from the public, repayable on demand or otherwise. Demand or otherwise. It accepting the deposits from the public which is to be repayable on the demand or otherwise, and withdrawable by check, draft or otherwise. For example, here the person A is deposited 20,000 rupees in his account. This amount is collected by banks and which is to be repaid to the person A because that amount belongs to that person. This payment may take either in the form of check. A can write a check towards some other person. For example, A wrote a check to B for the amount of 10,000. If B take that check to the banking institutions or the certain bank where the account of A is having, then the bank will gives you 10,000 on behalf of their customer A. Then the prevailing account balance in the account is 10,000 for A. Okay, so those institutions which done this is called as banks. Once again, according to Banking Regulation Act 1949, accepting for the purpose of lending or investment of deposits of money from the public which are repayable on the demand or otherwise, and withdrawable by check, draft or otherwise. So, it is the definition of the commercial banks or the bank. Okay, we have to make a note that bank is nothing but it is a financial institution which accepts the money and which lends the money to the needy persons. These activities are done in the banking sector. So, depending upon this definition, we are now going to know about the different functions that are performed by the banks. Okay, so next topic is functions of commercial bank. Functions of commercial bank. Functions of commercial banks. Okay, banks performs two types of functions. Primary functions and second one is secondary functions. Primary functions and secondary functions. The primary functions are, the first one, as per the definition, the first thing that banks doing is accepting deposits. Accepting deposits and advancing loans or lending loans. Advancing loans and provision for payment system. Provision for payment system and credit creation. These are the primary functions of a commercial bank. Here the accepting deposits, the different kinds of deposits that are available in the banks are, first one, fixed deposits. Okay, and current deposits. Fixed deposits, current deposits and savings deposits and recurring deposits. Saving deposits and recurring deposits. And advancing loans in terms of money at call. Money at call, cash credit, overdraft, bill of exchange, loan. Okay, coming to the secondary functions, these are classified into three types. Agency functions. Agency functions, general utility function, general utility functions and new services. Sorry, it is not functions, these are services. Agency services and general utility services. Okay, these are the different functions of commercial banks. The first one is in the head of primary functions. So the functions of commercial banks are divided into two types, primary functions and secondary functions. The primary functions of the bank is, the first one, accepting deposits. Bank accepts the deposits from the public, or it accepts the deposits from the person who have the ability to spare it. So the acceptance of deposits may be taken in several forms. Okay, the first one is fixed deposit account. The first one is a fixed deposit account. So money in this account is deposited for a long term, like more than 1 year, 2 years, 5 years. If we are investing your money in the bank more than 1 year or 2 years, 3 years, 5 years is called as a fixed deposits. And you cannot withdraw those amount from the fixed deposit account till the maturity time is completed. Okay, then for example, there is a person X. He deposited 1 lakh. He deposited 1 lakh for 5 years. he will take those money along with interest after completion of the 5 years only. Before the maturity time, the deposits are not given back to the customers. These fixed deposits are also called as time deposits or term deposits. Also called as time deposits and term deposits. The interest that are paid in the fixed deposits amount is greater than the other type of deposits, which means the bank is paying greater interest rate when compared with the other type of deposit accounts. So those are called as fixed deposit accounts. And the next one is current deposits. Here the current deposit is used by the business persons, where they have to take a number of transactions in each and every day. Either they have to pay salaries or they have to transfer some funds to the suppliers and they transfer some interest to the creditors. By way of doing these transactions, they may withdraw or they may invest several times in this account. Those who take number of transactions in every day maintain the current deposit account in the bank. Generally, there is no interest is paid on this account. These are used by the business persons. Okay, these are also known as demand liabilities. Demand liabilities or demand deposits. Okay, and the next one is savings deposit. It is used to increase the saving habit of the peoples. It used to increase the saving habits of the people. Any amount you can deposit in our saving account. Most of the people will have the saving deposit accounts in the banks. You can deposit any amount in your bank. It may be 100 rupees to 1 lakh. Those will come under savings deposits. And there is some restrictions regarding this saving deposit accounts. There are restrictions towards number of withdrawals per a day. How many times you can take money from your account within a day? There are some restrictions. Okay, those are called as savings deposits. And next one is recurring deposits. Here, in recurring deposits are there to give facilitation to increase the saving habit of the persons. Which means in recurring deposits account, the person may deposit certain amount as a monthly installment. As a monthly installment till the maturity time. Till the maturity time. After completion of the maturity time, the deposit holder may get back their money. For example, there is a person Jet, and he is getting the salary 20,000. Among this 20,000, he can save up to 5,000 per month. Okay, here what happens, he take in a recurring deposits account. He pay every month 5,000. For example, this is for 1 lakh. Up to 1 lakh. So, how many months they need to pay? 1 lakh divided by 5,000. 100 months. 100 months he will pay up to 5,000. Then completion of those 100 months he get his amount back along with the interest. Here the interest in the recurring deposits is just like the interest in the fixed deposits. Both may have same interest rates. So these are the different deposits in way of the bank accepts deposits from the public. The first one, fixed deposit accounts. second one current deposits accounts, next one saving deposits account, and fourth one recurring deposits account. And the next primary function of banks are advancing loans. Already we discussed in the definition, accepting deposits, lending as loans, accepting deposits or advancing of loans to the needy persons. So it gives the loans to the persons who are in need of finance. Those are categorized like this. The first one is money at call. Money at call. These are also known as money at short notice. Okay, these money at call loans are also called as interbank loans. Interbank loans. This transaction is done between the banks. The span of these, the repayment of this loan is limited to the 1 day to 14 days. 1 day to 14 days. Why the banks takes loan from other banks? For example, there are two banks, Bank X and Bank Y. Bank X has the sum of the surplus amount with them, which means the bank has to maintain certain reserves, cash reserves per each and every day. They have to maintain that reserve in their bank. For example, X has that surplus reserves. Here, Y is the need to get some amount to compensate the transactions. Then, the manager of Y calls to the X bank's manager and he sends those deficit amount to the Y. The amount which is deficit for the Y is to be sent by the bank X. And those amount may call back maybe in 1 day or it may be for 14 days. The minimum and maximum limit of money at call is 1 day to 40 days. These are also called as interbank loans. And the next one is cash credit. Here what happens, this is also a short term loans. Cash credit is a short term loan that is given by the bank to its customer, depending upon the hypothecation or pledge of certain properties. For example, here hypothecation means it is a business organization, considered as a business organization. In that business organization, there is a need to investment in fixed assets, like they want to purchase a big plant for their business. Here what happens, they don't have that much of amount. Then they hypothecated that plant with the bank, which means the bank provides the financial assistance by hypothecating on the plant. If in certain cases we are selling those plant, then we have to pay the amount which is recovered after selling the plant prior to the banking. Okay, so it is called as hypothecation. So generally cash credits are taken on the hypothecation or pledge of the assets in the bank. Okay, here what the advantage of the cash credit is, the depositor need not to pay the whole amount interest, which means because of cash credit, a depositor may get 10 lakhs as a loan. These 10 lakhs are not directly given to the customer, they are transferred to his account. So, after the sanction of loan, these 10 lakhs are transferred to the depositor's account. In these 10 lakhs, the depositor used up to 8 lakhs only. 8 lakhs. Then what happens here? The depositor has to pay interest on these 8 lakhs, which means the amount that are used by the depositor. They have to pay interest on that particular amount only. And the remaining 2 lakhs is in his account, right? So, for this, the bank may collect some commitment charges. Some commitment charges. These all about cash credit. Okay, and next one, OD. We all know about overdraft. The bank allows the customer to take the amount which is more than his deposited amount. Actually, the OD or the overdraft opportunity is given to the current deposit holders, nothing but a business persons. For example, there is a businessman. B, he is a businessman. In his account, he has 10 lakhs of amount. But he wrote a check to 12, for example, 11 lakhs. He is a worthy customer for their bank. They also know about the credit worthiness of the B as a business person. So, he wrote the check for 11 lakhs. But the available balance of the B is 10 lakhs. But the bank agrees to give 11 lakhs to the check holder. And it collects interest. The difference amount is 1 lakh. So, the bank may collect the overdrawn amount. Here the B overdraws 1 lakh and the bank may collect interest for that overdrawn amount. Okay, so OD is one of the advancing loans method. And next one, bill of exchange. Bill of exchange. It is also related in the form of business. For example, to produce certain products, we need raw materials. But it is not possible to pay all the amount which is related to the raw materials. Generally, the business persons pays the amount in installment ways. Right. For example, there is two persons, X and Y. X is the supplier of raw material. Supplier of raw material. Whereas Y is the buyer of those raw material. Y placed an order for X for supplying of raw material worth of 1 lakh. Worth of 1 lakh. X supplies those raw materials to the Y. Here Y has to pay 1 lakh to the X. But the Y is not paying it. He is not paying it. Then what happens? X, the supplier, becomes the creditor. The supplier becomes the creditor. And he draw a bill on the name of Y. He draw a bill on the name of Y saying that Y has to pay 1 lakh to X within 2 months. Within 2 months. And that bill was submitted to Y. After reading all the terms and conditions, the Y signed like they mentioned as accepted and they signed back on the bill. That bill is handed over to X. Yeah, I hope all of you are understanding. Here X behaves like a creditor and Y behaves like a debtor. So, creditor write a bill upon the debtor for the payment of amount. Okay, here the Y is accepted and the amount is paid in 2 months. The amount is 1 lakh. Then the payment will take place after 2 months. Meanwhile, after completion of the 1 month, X gets the necessity of the amount. Then what he does that he takes that bill to his bank and they exchange with the bank. The bank takes that bill and it may have some charges. Okay, for example, certain percentage, 5% on the 1 lakh. How much we will get? 5,000. Deducting 5,000, bank provides 95,000 to the X. After completion of 2 months, Y gives that 1 lakh to the X bank. It is nothing but bill of exchange. It is one of the opportunity for the business person to get their income to get their money as early as possible when there is a need arises. Okay, and next one, loans. The bank sanctions loans to the needy persons. It may be taken on the loan granted amount. So, all these about advancing loans. Money at call, cash credit, overdraft, bill of exchange and loans. And next function is provision for payment system. Already we discussed in the definition that it collects deposits from the public and it gives back when they ask or when they demand, by drafting checks, bills. The bank has to pay back those amount. So, check is using as a provision for payment system in several ways. We are using ATM cards, we are using checkbooks, we are doing online banking. All these will happen. Most of in today's scenario we are depending upon the mobile banking or internet transactions. We are purchasing in online and we are paying in online, right? So, that is the command we are giving to the bank to pay to certain person because I am purchasing so and so. Then the bank is taking that order and it transfer funds to that person who sold their goods to us. So, it is provides provision for a payment system. And next one, credit creation. Bank creates the credit facilities more than the deposits that they have. More than the deposits that they have. Here in the cash credit, the loan is deposited into the loan amount is deposited into the depositor's account. By using that loans, he may withdraw some of the money. So, here what happens, they are creating the credit. Okay, the amount that they have as a deposits, they create more than the deposit amount. Okay, these are the primary functions of the commercial banks. Coming to the secondary functions, like these are categorized into three types: agency services, general utility services and new services. Banks behave like a agent. Bank behaves like a agent to whom? To the customer. Okay, as a agent, it provides certain services to us. For example, payment of bills. Payment of bills. If we are giving order to the bank to pay certain amount as a bill, they are paying that. So, next one is transfer of funds. Transfer of funds. Bank transfers funds from one person to another or one place to another by way of checks, bills, etc. And next one is purchasing of securities. Purchasing of securities. If the securities, here the securities means shares, debentures, bonds that are available in the financial markets. So, if the customer want to invest his amount in certain companies' shares, then they orders the bank to purchase those securities. On behalf of the customers, the bank purchases securities. Here securities means shares, debentures, bonds, etc. Okay, and will of the customer. Bank execute the will of their customer. For example, a person who is wrote the will and it is kept with the bank. Then after death of that person, the bank will execute that will of the persons. Okay, these are the agency services that are given by the banks to the customer. And next one is general utility services. In general utility services, bank provides several other opportunities like it giving travel checks. Travel checks. If we are traveling from one place to another, if we handling cash, there is a fear. It may be get theft or it may be lost in somewhere. It may be lost in somewhere. So it avoids that fear by issuing traveler checks. Okay, and locker facilities. Locker facilities. Banks are providing locker facilities to their customers. We can safeguard our like ornaments, all these elements or these some of the documents in their lockers safely. And foreign bill of exchange. Foreign bill of exchange. We are dealing with international business operations, or we are dealing with the company which is located outside the India. Then we may get the foreign bills. Those also exchanged in the banking. Okay, so these are the general utility services. And coming to the last one, new services. What are the new services that are providing by the banks? Are free checkbook. Free checkbook. When we are opening an account in the bank, the corresponding bank is giving the free checkbook to their customers. Okay, and anywhere banking. Anywhere banking. Here, the bank gives the opportunity to the customer that they can withdraw up to 50,000 rupees in any branch in the entire nation. If there is a branch, but the account holder have the account in certain branch, but he is not in that place, he is where some other place, but there is a branch of that bank, then it allows the customer to withdraw up to 50,000 anywhere in their branch. And internet banking. It is another new service which is developed by way of our new changes in the society. Right? Internet banking is one of the new services that is offered by the bank to the customer. Here we are paying amounts through online, and even by installing that particular bank app in our mobile phone, we will get monthly statements, and we can download the statement as early as possible. And when there is a need arises to observe about the monthly expenditures and the monthly statement, it is very easy to get that statement from internet banking. So these are the new services that are provided by the commercial banks to the customer. Okay, once again, the commercial banks are functions in two ways, like primary functions and secondary functions. Primary functions are the major functions. Okay, so the first primary functions are considered. The first one is accepting deposits. Banks accepts deposits from the public in the form of either fixed deposits. Fixed deposits is for more than 1 year, 1, 2, 4, 5, like this. The interest on fixed deposits are more than other deposits. These are also called as term deposits or time deposits. Current deposits, these are executed by the business persons who has to make several transactions in a day. Okay, and saving deposits, it increases the saving habits of the customer. And recurring deposits, installment payment of the amount till the principal amount is recovered. This the interest rate on the recurring deposits are as like as in the fixed deposits. And advancing loans, money at call, this is also known as short term loans. It is one of the short term loan. So the time span of this loan is 1 to 14 days, and it is also called as a interbank loan. Cash credit facility is given to the customer in which he can get the amount on the basis of hypothecation and pledge of his assets in the bank. Overdraft facilities are given to the current deposit holders. Bill of exchange. Banks may discount the bill of exchange. Loans, it gives loans to the persons, and there is a provision for payment system by way of checks, drafts, bills. And credit creation, it creates the credit more than the deposits that they have. And coming to the secondary functions, first an agency functions, payment of bill on behalf of customers, purchasing of securities. If the customer orders the bank to pay certain bank to purchase certain company securities, then the bank is purchasing those securities, and transfer of funds from one place to another, and execute the will of their customers after the customer's death. And general utility services, it provides travel checks. There is a locker facilities for the customers, and they may execute the foreign bill of exchange. And new services, it offers a free checkbook to the customer, and anywhere banking, we can withdraw up to 50,000 anywhere in the related bank's branch. And internet banking, it provides internet banking. By using that, we can download the monthly bank statements, and the expenses that you are incurred, all these will known through the internet banking. So these are the functions of commercial banks.